KDB.
That beat is fire.
KDB.
That beat is fire.
Voch is actually like one of the most entertaining people I watch.
Beats Planet.
Top of the morning. Yeah. Shouts out to all the essential workers at the Blue Flame, working hard, shaking things up, so to speak. Appreciate y'all. We couldn't do it without you, you know? Got a little live going on today. Man, you already know that. Hey, man, I was taking a walk the other day. I was talking to my tailor and my personal stylist. Yeah, those people exist now. And we're talking about sports, Cowboys in particular, and my hotline blinged. And it was along the lines of the Cowboys are trading for, or the Patriots are trading away, however you want to look at it, for quarterback Joe Milton. So I figure what I had to do was sit in this chair right here, and I had to go,
well, come on inside and get yourself something cool to drink.
And y'all get a new hero now. Y'all get a new hero now. Hey, man, I refuse. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me. We got to talk about it. Kyle Cornett, that's fantastic. Kyle Cornett, that's fantastic. If y'all have an opportunity to go in the chat, see what Kyle just said, that's fantastic. So I give you credit for that one. We got to talk about it, man. My hotline blinged and the Joe Milton news came across the waves there, and I was just busy. I had a lot going on yesterday, but we're here today. Y'all be sure to follow on all platforms and hit all the YouTube buttons. Appreciate you. Joe Milton. You know what you got to do is go back and think about where we've come from to get a good idea about where we're going. I hope that makes sense. First and foremost, we're dealing with a fan base that would constantly advocate for Rico Gathers to start. Not Rico Dowdle. He should be starting Rico Gathers. You know what I mean? Some Cowboys fans probably in my chat that wasn't around for the Rico Gathers era. That's fine. Yeah, I remember when Gus Johnson and Bo Scarborough was the new hot thing, and y'all was trying to get Zeke off the field. Y'all remember that? Remember that? And of course, we've gone through the more recent back and forth with some of these people about our beloved Cooper Rush here. It's a lot of ways we can approach this. We can talk about this. Phone's lit, by the way, and I'm on the screen. There's a lot of ways we can approach this. Talk about this. We got to look at it from a couple of different angles, because the first thing in my spirit, and I've improved as a content creator, right? Because, you know, back in the day, I just hop on here and fuss. A part of me wants to fight all the he about to take that job people. I just want to squabble with y'all real quick. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. But there are multiple angles to this. What does this mean for the Cowboys quarterback situation in 3 years? What does this mean for Will Grier? That's an easy answer. Was it a good trade? Who is Joe Milton? Is he going to be a good player? Why the hell we think off the rip somebody that's good enough to win a preseason game is good enough to take the job of somebody that was in the MVP race just a couple years ago. I got questions. I got questions. You know what I'm saying? So I think we need to have a pretty decent discussion about Joe Milton, and all the details that I just alluded to earlier. And we're gonna do it in a real chill fashion. I don't want to raise my voice because I think it's a great thing. I think it's a great thing. I'm excited that he's here. I'm really happy to see what preseason football is gonna look like. I just know what comes from the peanut gallery in these situations. But I'll try to give y'all a benefit of the doubt. All right. Let me address my loved ones real quick. Cowboy Brown up here. Zoltan Sadiqa's up in here. Hey, what up, cuzzo? Dro Nose, Tavon, what's happening? Clemente, what's happening? Hallelujah. And Hallelujah's baby mom, okay. Coach up in here, Joe Rowdy, all right. Appreciate you. Marlowe's up in here. Kyle Shannon, that was a fantastic comment, Kyle. Shouts out to you. TJ Thick LaFleur, all right. Jake James Esteban, what's up, Steve? Did y'all know that Esteban is Spanish for Steve? And when they call him Uncle Esteban, they really Steven. You know what I'm saying? Esteban. You know what I'm saying? That's what they call it. So this whole Joe Milton thing, right? Let's run it. Let's get into it. You go and watch a little bit of film on Joe Milton. Like I did. A part of me wants to go all the way back and run to his Tennessee film. That's what a part of me wants to do. But I think it'll serve us just fine to see what he's done in the National Football League. Esteban Davis is crazy. Y'all wouldn't understand. So what we have to do, or just rather what I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna talk about Joe Milton in the way that we should be talking about Joe Milton, and then we're gonna talk about Joe Milton just me getting ahead of the narrative because I know who y'all are. Going back and watching his film, Joe Milton has made some fantastic throws. He has a humongous arm, and he's probably got one of the better arms in the league, and that's not hyperbole. I was having this conversation. Y'all remember when I was talking about Cam Ward? He's probably going to be the first overall pick from Miami. And I was like, you know what? Cam Ward got a good arm, got a good to cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's good, but I wouldn't call it ridiculous. And some people was like, well, Voch, you're incorrect. Cam Ward's arm is ridiculous. Cam Ward arm is really good, but I think you have to leave room for these Joe Milton type people. Joe Milton's arm, and I don't want to say arm talent because there's a couple other functions that come with arm talent, but Joe Milton's arm strength alone, and not just throwing the ball far, but driving the football and, reducing arc when you're trying to get it on the line and things of that nature. Like, his arm talent is superior. Top 3 in the league we talking about, right? Like some of the same things that you will look at with Josh Allen here. And I don't think I'm out of bounds for mentioning Josh Allen, because if you look at Josh Allen when he was coming out of Wyoming, Josh Allen couldn't throw slants neither. Josh Allen would miss 10-yard digs also. But he'll make the perfect back of the end zone to the right throw off the left hash. He'll do that. Joe Milton got some of that in him, and honestly, going through the draft process last year, and y'all can, if y'all were a part of the draft conversation with me last year, you can vouch for this or disagree if you like. But if you look at Joe Milton next to Anthony Richardson, it wasn't really much difference. It wasn't really too much difference. I mean, Anthony Richardson, I mean, maybe he looked better in the game sometimes or whatever. And, Joe Milton was in that Tennessee offense where everything had to be quick, and it was tempo this and tempo that. And, maybe they just didn't open up the whole book for Joe Milton like they could have. But player type, I think Richardson's probably a little more athletic. They both are built like trucks. They built like F-250s. So when they run around, they have that on them. It's not that much difference between the dude that went second overall and the dude that went in the 6th round. It's not ridiculously different talent-wise. So Voch, why did Joe Milton go into the 6th round? Well, because of the nuancy quarterback things, right? Like I just said, he'll throw the ball hard than a mug, down the field, but he may hit Pam Oliver. He may throw a slant right in front of him, but he may hit Pam Oliver or the umpire, right? So you just kind of got to rein those things in a little bit. Good for Joe Milton. When I was watching his preseason tape, I watched 3 games of preseason. And it's kind of weird because I did know that the Patriots didn't really want to trade Joe Milton, and I learned that from Brian Broaddus. He's recently put that out, so I can say it now because I'm friends with Brian Broaddus, nigga. What your friends tell you about Joe Milton? I mean, so the Patriots didn't really want to trade him, but me going back to look at how he was used in the preseason or whatever, they kind of were leading to Brissett a little bit more, and of course they were leaning towards Drake made more, so it's almost like Milton was their third guy. But when you see Joe Milton in that short sample size in preseason football, but then when you see Joe Milton in that Week 18 game, and I know there's a lot of people gonna say, "Well, Voch, we've only seen Joe Milton versus backups." Joe's a backup. Did you hear what I said? He's a backup, man. That's what you want me to say. But watching that game, there are certain things that Joe Milton did. It don't matter what team unit he did it against. It was impressive. Him being able to move the ball, him being able to get the ball downfield. Keyshawn Boutte had a fantastic day, and that was the Keyshawn that I thought he was going to be coming out of LSU. But whatever, he made Keyshawn Boutte look good, so to speak. But you all probably have seen that improv play, the roll, the run around. I don't want him to do that too much. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him to do a whole bunch of that. But he hit the left sideline and threw a dot to the front pylon to Douglas for the would-be touchdown if his right guard wouldn't body slam and suplexing somebody. You know what I'm saying? You see the traits. You know what I'm saying? But this is why this matters. First and foremost, somebody hopped on one of my posts on Twitter. Let me run over to Twitter, see what I said exactly. Y'all wouldn't understand. I want y'all to see what I said exactly. Or I want y'all to hear what I said exactly. Because a lot of y'all will go to my Twitter and be like, Vaj, you ain't say that. All right, dog. My bad, bro. My bad. This me and Jesse Holly talking about firearms. Okay, let me go to my page. Twitter's not safe on the For You page. All right. I said there won't be any quarterback controversy in Dallas, but boy, Milton is making some throws. And then I went to correct myself and said some plays, because when I first saw him, he was making great throws. And then I saw him some more. He was making great throws and some great runs. So I was like, he's making some great plays. And there was somebody down up in there that was like, there will be controversy, Vaj, because Dak keep missing the deep ball, boy. Dak be throwing the ball deep and missing. We finally got Joe Milton to come in and throw the deep ball. Boy, if you seen Joe Milton will miss more shit. Hey, man, but he's a rookie. I mean, he was a rookie last year, so what do you expect from him? So now this is the conversation surrounding Joe Milton. And look, let me keep it a buck. Yo, Chat, can I be real for a minute? Can I be real for a minute? Let me just keep it. Let me be honest. Can I be real for a minute? Let me just cut this shit off. I just want to keep it a buck here. Joe Milton might not be a better backup than Cooper Rush. He might not be. Just think about what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it, right? Year 2 Joe Milton may not be better than Cooper Rush. I'll tell you what he is, though, right? And what I'm saying, like in terms of like backup quarterback, like what's your job as a backup quarterback? If I put you in for 5 games, can you win 2 or 3 of them, right? If you win 3, high five, you get a raise next year. You win 2 games, that's about what I thought of you as a backup quarterback anyway. We know Cooper Rush can win you a football game because he has the ability to keep it on the rails and keep the offense on his system and not really, you know what I'm saying? But if Cooper Rush got this much talent in his body, I'm going to get my work call ready. If he got this much talent in his body, Joe Milton got all this shit. This is Joe Milton shit. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying, and you know, and try not to beat me upside the head about it, is that Cooper Rush. We've seen Cooper Rush win games. He may not be the reason you win them, but we've seen Cooper Rush win you games. Mind you, Joe Milton is still a second-year quarterback. He's coming off his rookie season now. So Joe Milton may not be a better backup quarterback than Cooper Rush right now. But if Joe Milton reaches his ceiling, that's a big-ass if, ladies and gentlemen. But if he reaches his ceiling, I think he can be a really good quarterback in this league. In the whole league. Like top half, like 16 and up in the league. He just got to clean up some of his stuff, some of his, you know what I mean? Some of his, you know, some of his faults and tribulations and transgressions. He got to fix some of that stuff, right? Joe Milton will still run around. He'll improvise. He's going to look more fun than Cooper Rush. He's going to run people over. He's going to be big. He's gonna make some big plays. He's gonna throw the ball way downfield, and sometimes he'll miss. But when he connects, we gonna scream and shout. He's gonna do a lot of things more impressive than Cooper Rush. But y'all know it's a lot more to quarterback than that. Trey Lance has so much more talent in his body than Cooper Rush, but Trey Lance love to throw the ball to the other team. Quarterback position is just a little bit different. So I just want us to go into this thing with a little bit of grace. When I think about the backup quarterback situation, I'm still kind of looking at Will Grier to be that guy. I'm still kind of looking at Will Grier to be the backup quarterback. He's familiar with Schottenheimer and Dak and all this kind of stuff. I expect Will Grier to come in and keep things on the rails. I want Joe Milton to be the sit back and learn till Dak is gone guy. I want Joe Milton in the oven. And he'll come and get his reps in preseason. If it's at the end of the season and like maybe a game isn't important or something, Joe Milton comes in. I want Joe Milton to be the development dude. That's what I want from him. I don't want the game to have to be on the line with Joe right now because Joe shows you these traits. And I still think there's purpose in sitting the quarterback down. Jordan Love is the recent example of that. I don't know what it is about rushing quarterbacks out real early. They end up looking goofy because their youth gets figured out. Their naivety gets figured out. Then their confidence takes a hit. You don't want that for your young guy. You just want a guy to sit down, work hard, and stay hungry. And what I think is, let's just say you got 3 more years with Dak Prescott. That's perfect timing for Joe Milton. That's perfect timing for Joe Milton. So Jordan Love get to sit down and stew, and he gets to pop out and be a good player. I want the developmental baking process to happen for Joe Milton. I don't think Joe Milton's ready right this second. He'll be fun in preseason. He'll be fun in camp. I promise you, he'll be fun in camp. I don't even think we got people fast enough to catch 80 yarders from Joe. Turpin will catch him, but Jalen Brooks ass ain't gonna get downfield fast enough. You know what I'm saying? I just want Joe to keep baking. Keep baking that bread, bro. And I honestly, because let's keep it up. He got more talent in his body than Dak does. Joe got more talent in his body than Dak does. It's the quarterback shit that Joe got to work on. Why do we have to rush the quarterback shit? That's why I want to temper the anti-Dak guys real quick. Because the anti-Dak guys be like, oh, Joe Milton is our savior. I think you ruined Joe Milton like that. Don't rush Joe Milton into the game because he seems to be a gamer. Joe Milton seems to be a guy that even if he's not the most cerebral, he can figure it out on the go. Yo, let's figure the cerebral out. Let's not move on from him. Let's figure the cerebral out and pair that with this big ass cannon on his arm. The kid chose to be here. He said, "Hey, can I go to their house? Can I go kick with them? Can I go be a Cowboy real quick?" He wants to be here. And he's probably been a Cowboy fan. And look, man, that's why I be hating. I was gonna bring this up. I hate when moms be like, "Oh, well, Joe, you're a young prospect. You know, what kind of national football greats did you study?" I hate when like a young 21-year-old be like, "Oh yeah, man, I studied Jim Brown. I studied Barry Sanders coming up. I patterned my run style by Barry Sanders. Come on, dog. Like Joe Milton was watching Dak Prescott, bro. If you a slashy running back that was born in 2005 or however old the kids are these days, if you was born in 2005, you was watching who? Like Shady McCoy or something if you was a running back? You may have been watching Calvin Johnson if you was a receiver. You was watching Larry Fitzgerald maybe. You wasn't watching Jerry Rice. I hate when a young receiver, I've been studying Jerry Rice film. Man, that's the company answer, dog. I know who you was watching. Joe Milton probably been watching Dak Prescott. So it might not be a big problem for him to sit behind Dak Prescott right now. And if Dak Prescott only got a handful of more years, like y'all think, and Joe Milton got more talent in his body than any other quarterback on the roster, I don't want to rush Joe Milton. I know it's some people that want to rush Joe Milton. Well, you got 4. You got Dak Prescott, so you don't have to rush Joe Milton. Let him bake his bread, man. Let him bake his bread. Let me see what y'all talking about, because y'all probably cussing me out. Let me see what y'all talking about. I don't care if y'all do. Y'all can if you like, but let me see. Jamal Charles. They was, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they watching Jamal Charles. Yeah. He's from here. Yeah. Golden can do it, and Golden can do it. Hey, look, I thought about this. You know how fun Ted McMillan and Joe Milton to be in a preseason game? Joe Milton throwing that bitch too high, but Ted jump and get it anyway. You know how fly that'll be? Ted had Joe Milton quarterback rating through the roof. And don't get me mistaken, I'm not a fan of Will Greer neither. I'm not a huge Will Greer fan neither. But I just need y'all to understand, Joe Milton was the 3rd string quarterback where he just came from. I'm trying to help y'all. I'm trying to temper y'all's, you know what I'm saying? I know it's exciting. I'm excited too. I just want to be excited in a more patient way. That's all. History might repeat itself with Dak and Romo. Well, Romo had to crawl off the field. He had to crawl off the field to get there. And honestly, I think about year 1 Dak versus year 8 Dak, year 7 Dak. Year 1 Dak was handing the ball off to Zeke. Think about year 2 and year 3 Dak. Yeah, boy, y'all couldn't stand year 2 and year 3 Dak. I would have loved for Dak to have a little time to bake. It's just my philosophy, man. But here's some real shit though. Y'all know something I thought about? What round did the Patriots draft Joe Milton? Y'all got that? It's the 6th round, I think. Already got fans saying start him because he can run. That is not enough. They're gonna play some. Well, they gonna stack that. They gonna stack that box. And nah, it ain't time yet. It ain't time. 6th round, right? I figure. Chat. My glasses. Get my glasses real quick. Yo, chat, I ain't gonna lie, man. You know something I thought about, man? I would listen to the draft show, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'll listen to the draft show. And they was saying on the draft show, man, it was like, yeah, man. Boy, the Cowboys have 0 reason to draft a quarterback now. There should be no reason why they draft a quarterback now. Shit. Chat, y'all know I'm right brick on my brick all day. You know what it made me think of? The Patriots drafted a quarterback in the 6th. He played 3 preseason games, a week 18 game, and they got a round up. Like their investment netted them a round up. Man, chat, I bet you I still draft a damn quarterback and see if I can flip the investment, see if I can write brick on my brick real quick. Can you imagine drafting Jalen Milroe? Teaching him how to throw a little bit. He goes and have 3 explosive preseason games, a crazy week 18. You draft Milroe in the 3rd round. You get a second back for him. Shit, I take that. I take that. Are you kidding me? Man, I be in that shit, man. How bad you need a quarterback, dog? Hey, look, we did the work for you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't want to draft Milroe. You ain't want to draft Milroe because of the work that it would take. Let me do the work for you. Can you imagine getting a 2 or a 1 back or a couple of ones back for your third round investment? How fire would that be? Man, come on. Hey, look, and look, this is the problem, right? Because Jerry Jones and them they're bad at their job. So we have to use all of our draft picks to fill the roster out because we refuse to fill the roster out in free agency and trade and all that. But ladies and gentlemen, what if the roster was full? What if the roster was full and you had an opportunity to draft the quarterback and flip the investment? Man, please. I don't want to get copyrighted. But yeah, Chad, that's what I thought about. That's what I thought about now. Are the Cowboys going to engage in proper business practices? No. But if I was a GM and my last name was Jones, shit, I'd give it a try. Why not? Why not? Because if you get into a car accident, you should try to call Franklin Frankel.
There are times in life you wish you had a do-over. A chance to warp back in time to change your fate. Back to before you made the wrong choice. If you're in a wreck, make the smart choice right away. Frankel and Frankel. Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frankel first.
214-333-33. 214-333-33. If you've been hit by a truck or a negligent driver, please call the Frankels. Don't even call the police first. Don't even call your insurance company. They're going to lie. Call the Frankels first, and they'll walk you through everything you need to do. They are very local in DFW. They've been serving in DFW for 30 years, and they're very honest people. Shouts out to them, man. I've met them. They're fantastic guys, man. They're not one of these slimy cats that's trying to get a hold of your money and leave you out in the dark there. You know what I'm saying? If you call the hotline, you call the number, you're gonna talk to an actual Frankel, not some voice message, not some AI machine. You're gonna talk to a Frankel, man. Be sure to call them or go to frankelfirm.com. You can scroll around, you can see how much money all these people done won. If you get hit by a truck, man, call the Frankels. We ain't doing nothing else. Let's get some people on the phone, man. Just see what y'all talking about. We ain't doing nothing else, man. Just talk on the phone real quick. On the Frankel phone line. Let's get Coach on the phone. What up, Coach?
What's good, man?
Man, cooling, man. Just trying to get people to stop trying to bench their quarterback that was second in the MVP race 2 years ago. That's all.
So the reason I called in for a couple of reasons. Number one, I'm coming to you from a place where the grass is greener and the air is cleaner. You already know where that is. I'm happen to be at our home.
Oh man, the old Natchez, Mississippi. All right.
Yeah, for unfortunate reasons, but I'm here. But certainly, you always grace my show with your presence whenever I ask, so I felt like it was time for me to repay you, especially on something that I kind of spent a little time researching.
Okay.
Because I wanted Joe Milton to be Lamar's backup. And for those that don't know, I'm a Ravens fan. I'm a Ravens YouTuber. I wanted Joe Milton to be Lamar's backup because I thought the skill set kind of fit. And also, what ties to the end is we now have Cooper Rush when you guys just, got rid of him, let him go, whatever situation happened. But then watching Joe Milton, and I agree with you wholeheartedly about the letting him bake part.
Yeah.
But in the preseason, he showed me all the bones. If you got a competent quarterback coach in 3 or 4 years, you may have a guy.
Yeah.
Because like the arm strength, you can't teach that.
Yeah.
You just naturally have to have that.
And he's
fearless.
fearless.
You can teach touch.
He's fearless.
You can teach timing. You can teach all this other stuff. You can't teach arm strength. And some gun can throw the ball 85 yards.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you got a guy that, and whether he's second or third, who really cares? Yeah. If you're a forward thinker and you're looking, how many years that guy on his contract?
3.5, like 3 and some change guaranteed.
Okay, that would set up Joe perfectly.
Yep.
If I don't want to re-sign Joe after that, re-sign Dak after that, for Joe to be learned enough to come in and be maybe not a superstar, but be a guy that can win you some games.
Yeah.
He can go from like year Because I don't know if he can win you 5 games right now, like you said. Right. He's still a developmental guy, and I don't know how much he developed under Drake May. I mean, and honestly, he was comparable to Drake May last year. You know, sure. I know they drafted Drake high and Joe in the 6th, yeah. But based on what I saw, what my eyes saw between Drake in the preseason and Joe in the preseason,
yeah,
Joe was a step under Drake. But you know, Drake got drafted high, so he got the thing. Yeah. But I think you got a guy that can be a 2 or be a 3 now, be a 2 next year, and then, you know, depending on how the situation plays out with Dak, you got a guy that can win some games in the future. Now, don't expect him to win games now. Like you said, that he gonna take Dak's place. Hell, fuck no.
Right.
That ain't happening.
Right.
Because that, you know, as much as people hate on Dak, and I'm an outsider looking in, Dak's a damn good quarterback. Now, do he have, you know, brain farts? Yeah. But when you have a quarterback, you got a chance, and y'all got a quarterback. Yeah. Some, like Cleveland don't have a fucking quarterback.
Right.
So y'all got a chance, y'all got a quarterback. Now you got to put the other pieces around you. Your GM got to be competent, but you got a quarterback. And the thing is, if you can, and you'll have a decent backup, maybe not this year, but next year. And he may be one this year, but depending on how much he develops. So I just wanted to come through and give my 2 cents because I watched Joe in the preseason. I watched week 18 because I was hoping that we would kind of pull off what you guys just pulled off. And so I just want to drop my 2 cents on it and tell me what you think about it.
Hey, man, let me just ask you this, man. Something I noticed about Joe when I was watching the film on him that gives me a lot of hope about him because, you know, these quarterbacks with these arms come out all the time, but they don't mean nothing, right? But his game was fearless, and, like, if it wasn't there, he'll try to make something happen. You know what I'm saying? I think you need to have that to be a competent, you know what I'm saying, quarterback in the league. He may not see all the reads, but he don't just duck his head and just dump it down to the running back all the time. Like, he's trying to find people. Like in week 18, right. Keyshawn Boutte from the Patriots. Yeah. Like he had like 100 yards just trying them downfield, just making plays, you know, using his arms. So me seeing that, everything's not refined, but at least he's fearless. Dak wasn't always fearless. Dak had to be told to let it go, and he ain't let it go till like year 7. So Milton got the traits. He just got to refine everything up.
And the same thing with Milton as Jackson Dart's going through, playing that shitty Tennessee, Ole Miss college offense that don't really prepare you for the NFL. And you take you a minute to figure out, okay, all 4 receivers ain't outside the numbers, and I'm just working in the middle of the field. I got to go through progression. Right. So it's going to take them a minute to figure that out because Tennessee's offense is not conducive to the NFL. And I say offense, the only thing that may be relatable to Tennessee's offense is offensive line play and running back. Yeah. Because the quarterbacks and receivers, they don't do that shit in the NFL.
Yeah, that's fair, Coach. That's fair. Listen, one more thing, if you don't mind. There wasn't a big difference physically between him and like Anthony Richardson coming out of college, though, right? When I was watching them, I feel like they was similar physically. Like, would you say that?
Physically, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Joe has a better arm.
Yeah.
But Anthony don't take as many risks as Joe did.
Yeah.
And honestly, the fact that Anthony went the first, correct?
Yep, second overall.
And Joe went 6, that's kind of crazy, not thinking of the similarities. I didn't think about comparing those two until you just said it. But for them to go that difference, that kind of tells you, how hard to evaluate that Tennessee offense is. And for 2, it depends on your interview process.
Yeah. Coach, I appreciate you for tapping in and giving us all your insight. You know what I'm saying? Condolences to you and yours. You know what I'm saying? And have a good time with your peoples, man.
Appreciate you, big dog. I'm gonna be in the chat box.
Yes, sir.
Do your thing.
Yes, sir. Salute.
Lay, dog.
Yep. Lay you too. Tell you what, man. I love when Ravens fans come in, or like a Colts fan, a Dolphins fan come in and tell a Cowboy fan what the business is. I just love when people outside the house come in and tell us how nice our house is. You know, we can sit up here and complain about the rugs and the furniture, but somebody from another house come in and be like, yo, I love this rug. Where you get it from? Got that joint from Wayfair. You know what I'm saying? Kyle Cornett, he said in the chat somewhere, what'd he say? He basically doubled down on kind of what I was saying. And he gives us an example about Trey Lance, which I didn't even think to even bring up. Trey played for who he played for, Saskatchewan, Silly Nannies or something. He played for somebody. But like, y'all remember watching Trey Lance have that lost look? Like he's in the pocket and so much around him is happening that he forgets to play football. You remember that? Like Trey would just be so stuck in his brain that he just stopped playing football, right? Joe Milton, whether he's right or wrong, whether he's accurate or not, he never stops playing football. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Yo, Jay, chill out. Let's get Los on the phone, man. Appreciate it, Coach, for calling in. What's up, Los?
Yo, good afternoon. Oh, sorry. Good afternoon. My bad.
Cool. It's cool, Los. You family, man. What's good, man?
Good afternoon. Hey, I love this signing, Voch. Like I've been saying, this just gets the dominoes rolling in the draft. And like you said, man, we can still draft, what's his name? Moreau, right?
Hell yeah.
And develop him and trade him for a round. And honestly, that's not a bad idea because Moreau, his play style is similar to Milton. So, I mean, it works out. So, you know what I'm saying? He can learn from them and, it works out. But my main cause is just, I think he is a primetime candidate where you said, Voch, learn and develop.
Yeah.
The talent is there. He is 6'4", close to 6'5". I don't know how many pounds, but the talent is there with his legs. What he has to learn is a quarterback. Sitting in the pocket, play action, hitting wide receivers on strike. The fundamentals, right?
Yeah.
If he gets that down, man, Voch, I mean, you have a prime candidate to have another star quarterback. And honestly, they did it again. They did a highway robbery. I don't know how these Jones boys get all this luck on their side. I bet they have like some type of ritual they do out there. But shit, it's working. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. Man, Los, you ain't wrong, man. Appreciate you, bro. Good call, man. Salute. What I really like about the trade though is, and the Cowboys have done this, like they found a way to maintain 10 picks throughout this whole thing. They've turned 2 5s into 7s, and they get Elam and they get Milton. And look, they were going to get a corner for depth anyway. They were going to get a quarterback to come and be backup anyway. And let me pull up Tankathon real quick. The Cowboys, I think they moved back with this Milton trade. What, they moved back like 40 spots? Let's take fun. They moved back. Let's see here. So now we have picks. I'll show y'all. We ain't doing nothing. I can pull this up on the screen for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can see what we looking at. Boy, I just got real lazy. I ain't gonna hold you, boy. I ain't trying to edit now. I ain't trying. All right, cool. Here we go. So 12, 44, 76, 149. That's fine. Cool. Perfect. So we had 3 compensatory picks. We still got 1 compensatory. Well, we had 3 comp 5s, right? We still got our second 6th round pick, but we basically turned 2 compensatory 5s into 7s, which ain't crazy, right? So it was 171 that we gave up. We had 149, 171, and 174. We had 171. And we traded back to 217. That's the first pick in the 7th round. So yeah, like 30, like 40 spots, right? Like we just moved back 40 spots in day 3. Now moving back 40 spots in these first 3 rounds, like that's a lot of compensation. That's a lot of movement. But what I can appreciate the Joneses, because sometimes them boys move in quantity and not necessarily quality. And they're gonna try to fill up the bottom of the roster and try to use some of these picks. I don't mind some of these dart throws. I know many of them probably won't make the team anyway. That's just the way of life. But they may be practice squad guys, or they may be guys that'll linger around for a little bit. We just can't up and assume that these 7th round picks ain't gonna be anybody, because sometimes we'll have 7th round picks or undrafted dudes on the team sometimes. So we just gotta We just can't assume that they ain't gonna be nothing because they 7th round picks. We can assume that the 2nd round pick ain't gonna be nothing because that's how the Cowboys get down. But the day 3 and undrafted guys, the Cowboys tend to hit on them for some reason. But you move back 30 spots and you get your backup quarterback with high upside, plenty upside. That'll probably be in your quarterback conversation in 3 years. So let me say this for everybody on the phone. Of course, you could talk about whatever it is that you was going to talk about at first, but let me know what y'all think about my idea of drafting quarterback anyway and trading. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all think about that, and I'll still take your question or whatever. So let's get into it. Let's get Ja on the phone. What's up, Ja?
Hey, how you doing, Voch?
What's good with your player? We doing all right. What's happening with you?
Hey, I want to give you a shout out. This is my 3rd time on your show.
Appreciate
you. Okay, this is what I want to say about the quarter. This is what I want to say about the quarterback and Miller. If you ever see him in person, he's bigger than what you can imagine. He's like the size of another Cam Newton. And another thing I want to say, Will Greer, he's a 3rd string. He's really a 3rd string. He's really not that good. So when you look at Joe Milton and you think about Quincy Carter, who played for Cowboys and he won games. So this guy can just win games just on his talent of being able to run. He protects the ball good. He don't turn the ball over too much. So I'm not looking at him to take Prescott spot. But I believe with the right coaching and the right development, he just need a touch. He got all the skills. He got the physical. He run a 4.5. So he just needs the touch. And with the right offensive scheme, if you notice, when you look at Brady went in the 6th round.
Mm-hmm.
He got overlooked. He was the 6th pick. And when you look at some quarterback, it's the system that make them look better.
Mm-hmm.
You can take some quarterback and they look good. Baker looked better in the system in Tampa Bay than he looked in the system in Cleveland.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And you know, not just Baker, but guys like Geno will go to a different place with some new coaching, and they'll be a better dude. So sure, yeah.
And so when you look at Milton and people saying, "Oh, this and that," I don't even put no kind of expectation on him because he got all the talent. Mm-hmm. Now you got the right coaching staff. I put the expectation on the coaching staff. If you give me the right tool for me to develop something, I should be able to develop. You know, you can get the best coach in the world, but if he don't have no talent, he ain't gonna be no good.
Yeah.
So now you put this talent right here. I mean, the guy is big. Mm-hmm. And I think the Baltimore Ravens fan, I thank Baltimore for taking Cooper Rush off our hands. Cooper Rush won games with a week off. He really wasn't that good. It was just the system. When Cooper Rush came in, they called a different play calling than when they called with that.
Mm-hmm.
So it made Cooper Rush look better than what he really was.
Yeah, that's fair. That's real.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. That's real. Yeah.
And I want to say this off the subject, Voch. I've been watching your show. I've seen how you been doing the draft. In the draft, I like Caleb Johnson and Bradshaw and running back.
I ain't seen them. Hold on, let me look at my list. Oh, you say I ain't seen them. What round? What round they say they going in? Them your cousins?
No, Caleb Johnson is out of Iowa.
I'm shit. I'm okay. Cool. Caleb. Okay, I'm tripping. My bad. Okay, I'm sorry. Hey, look, I'm looking at 5th and 6th and 7th round. I ain't heard Caleb Johnson's name all day. My bad. Caleb Johnson and who else?
And Bradshaw Smith out of SMU.
Brashard Smith.
Yeah,
okay.
Brashard, yeah.
I like,
yeah, thanks.
I like both of them. I like both of them. You know, Caleb is a downhill hard runner, and Bradshaw is a pass catchy slashy type. So I'll take either one of them.
Right. So
yeah.
You think you can get him in the third?
You gonna have to probably take Caleb in the second. You might have to take Bradshaw in the second. I mean, Bradshaw the third or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like I said, I believe, and this is the last thing I got to say. Yeah. I believe Miller. I believe he can win this game with the right system. I believe he better than. I believe he better than Trey Lance.
Milton. Oh yeah, I got you.
I believe he got more upside.
Yeah.
And Trey Lance almost pulled the game off against the Commanders.
Yeah, true. That's real.
With a lot of backup and without CeeDee Lamb. And without CeeDee Lamb in the game.
Yeah, that's fair.
So when you look at can Miller win us some game, he can win us some game with the right scheme and the running game.
Yeah, man, Miller. He got the arm talent, man. He got the arm talent. He got the. Trey has some arm talent, but Trey was a better athlete though. But Miller's a lot more fearless than him. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta be fearless as a quarterback. Yeah. Appreciate it though, John.
And I don't think Dak gonna play a whole season either. All right, thank you.
Hey, that ain't far fetched neither though, man. Appreciate you though, John. Good call.
Hey, I appreciate you, big dog.
Yes, sir. No problem. Hey, and honestly though, I would love to ask Jerry, not in front of cameras or whatever, because this is he would have to politic about it. But I would love to know because he's been so aggressive trying to get these young quarterbacks to develop or whatever. I wonder if he's been that aggressive with the whole Trey Lance, Milton Wick, because Dak is hurt guy. I wonder if that's why they've been so aggressive. But I don't know. We'll see. Breaking news, Lance just signed with the Chargers. I mean, somebody text me if that's the case. Panthers fan here. Love watching Voch. Why didn't the Cowboys keep Rico Dowdle? Shit. The front office don't really have a great idea of the they just incompetent, bro. Rico Dowdle got $3 million, bro. You can bring back Rico Dowdle for $3 million, though. It is what it is, dog. They just incompetent, bro.
The conference has been locked.
Let's get Mr. Ronnie on the phone. What's up, Mr. Ronnie?
How you doing? God bless you and your family and the show, like always, and your brother Skywalker. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Will Still was live this morning, so everybody go watch if you didn't. Appreciate you, Mr. Ronnie. What's good with you?
Okay, yeah. I'm doing good. Yeah, I like the big guy. The guy that was talking a few minutes, everything he was saying was true. Yeah. And what I like about the big guy, I like the way he can move his feet and the way he knows how to navigate around the pocket. Like around the pocket, he don't get nervous. And he, like you said, he's fearless and he'll let that ball go. Yeah, he got an arm. Yeah. He just got to like they say, develop him, give him time. But we might have something with him because he got a strong arm. And he's there. He just all he needs is time. Like everything, time and practice. It could be the good thing.
Yes, sir. I agree.
Yeah.
And that's really why that's really why I don't want to rush him on the field. Like let Dak finish what Dak is doing. But we should just be developing him, and honestly, he should have his own quarterback coach. Like bring in John Kitna, bring him back. And just develop this dude. Thinking about Josh Allen. Josh Allen had some of the same kind of problems. But Daboll took Josh Allen and he kind of fixed some of those issues. Now, if the Giants ain't good and they fire Daboll, I think you should throw a lot of money at Daboll to let that dude come in and just fix your damn quarterbacks or whatever. But that's just my own opinion. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, and your opinion is exactly right because he's the type of person that if you invest in him, you know what I mean? Because, Dak get hurt, but I think Dak is going to be better because I think with the Bryan system, having, a good running back, he ain't going to have to do so much. And then if we get him a number two receiver, get him. I mean, there's a lot of good receivers out there, but just make sure we get a good one that works good with CD. And if that, then I think Dak will stay upright. And if, like you said, if they can just work with that young boy, who knows? We might have another diamond in the rough. But let's see what happens. But anyway, that's all I got for today. You know what I'm saying? God bless you. Keep on doing the good work. I watch you all the time with you and your buddy brothers, and I be so proud of you, my brother, because you know you represent in the right way and keep up. That shows you that you can start from the bottom and get to the top as long as you put the hard work to it. God bless you, my brother.
Appreciate you, Mr. Ryan. That mean the world to me. Salute, salute, salute. That mean the world to me, man. That mean the world to me. Since when is a 4th round pick considered being fleeced? Shit, when you need them. When you need that motherfucker. When a 4th round pick could have got you a running back. When the 4th round pick could have got you a running back that'll help you, but instead the 4th round pick went to go play football in Saskatchewan. Oh yeah, they got us real good. Jonathan Mingo at the bottom of the roster, as far as I'm concerned. I don't even know. Jonathan Mingo got in the game and just blocked people. We could have did something with that 4th round pick, man. We could have. What's up, Voch? What's up? Oh, what's up, Jay Boy? Voch did not like Josh Gray. Josh Gray from Oregon State. Yeah, I wasn't fooling with him. He was on the ground, man. He was falling all over the place. Yeah, what you know what I'm saying? People hit the ground, bodies hit the floor. Let's get Martise in here. What's up, Martise?
Yo, what's up, Voch?
What's good with you,
shout out, salute, congratulations, watching you kill it everywhere.
Appreciate you.
Draft show, all that, doing all right. Appreciate it.
Appreciate
I watched all the time. My work schedule switched a little bit, so I can't hit the lives as much. So I was off today. So I got a little bit of different take on a Joe Milton. Please. I like the trade because we didn't give up anything. Like it was basically we moved back 46 spots. Is ultimately the difference. So I like that much better than the Trey Lance, a straight up 4. Yeah. For a guy that we were never going to put in a position to see what he got. Like, you gave up that spot because he's the quarterback of the future, but then you put in Cooper Rush.
Yeah.
So that's just dumb. But
goofy.
I like the trade. If you back up, maybe he can be a little more than you got from Cooper Rush in a year or two. If that go down, fine. But the idea that Joe Milton probably going to be a starter, I don't think a lot of people know. Joe Milton was in college for 6 years. Didn't become a bona fide starter until year 6. Got his job taken by Hendon Hooker, who was a 3rd round pick who is on the bench. Maybe he can play. Meaning Hooker, but you don't find 6-year college players come into the NFL with serious timing, accuracy issues that become starters. It's just not by that 5th, 6th year, if you're not separating from the pack, you're probably not going to be a dude. And my biggest thought is, I don't think you put Joe Milton in the same system as Dak and get the best version of Joe Milton. Dak is a quarterback. Like, he don't need everybody wide open. He don't need a great O-line to be good. He don't need read option to get easy windows. Like, we had a very mid O-line, no running game, and basically CD and a decline in Brandon Cooks, and he's about to win MVP. I don't think people really look at the roster that Dak had that he's about to win the MVP with. We couldn't run the ball. We couldn't really block. He's going to win the MVP with that. In a regular, we call boring, fine, offense. Joe Milton is not going to be under center going read 1, read 2, read 3, consistently get the ball out remotely accurate and on time. And for a little context, and I'll leave this one there and just comment on the should we draft the quarterback part. People don't realize Josh Allen only became good because he had the ability to start, get all the reps, and he wasn't good until year 3. I think people just look at Josh Allen now with this, what a great player, what a great pick. Those first 2 years, he wasn't good. He was throwing picks, and they were hiding him.
So Martise, don't you think you kind of, stepping on your own point by bringing Josh Allen into this? Because the first thing I did was I went to go Google Josh Allen real quick, just go see what he's talking about. Yep. Like, wouldn't you say that time and coaching fixed Josh Allen? Because Josh Allen couldn't hit the layup throws neither.
Absolutely.
And
I'll tell you why I'm saying that though.
I actually disagree with you. Hold on. I actually disagree with you a little bit. I think once we saw Milton in the league, I think he was much more accurate than he was in college. Now, college, Tennessee ran that weird little tempo, super wide system. Milton looked a little better in the league than he did in college. Wouldn't you agree?
If we're assessing that against the backups, fine, I won't fight you. I don't necessarily take that approach.
He's a backup.
So I don't take that approach against the backups. But my Josh Allen point was the only way that occurs here is if Dak hurt. Like, there's no healthy Dak or Dak missed 3 games here, 3 games there, and we can envision Milton becoming a bona fide walking starter who's going to give you a chance to compete because he got backup reps in 6-7 games over 2 or 3 years. That's what I'm saying.
Would you say that about Jordan Love? Would you say that about Jordan Love?
Remember, look at Jordan Love. Jordan Love didn't have those issues. Jordan Love had some issues in Nevada. Utah State. He had some issues. He was a big arm misuse sometimes guy. Not as bad as Josh Allen and them, but he had some of those same. He had better feet and better touch.
Sometimes.
So I'm not disagreeing that Jordan Love had issues. I'm not, but he had better feet than both of them, and still does, and better touch.
What about Pat Mahomes who ain't got great fundamentals to this day? What about him?
Once again, we go into the same. We know what happens with Pat Mahomes when things get real dark and ugly. It get real dark and ugly, and that's a very unique. Andy Reid coached him. He sat behind Alex Smith, came in as a starter. Great roster around him before he really had to be quarterback guy. Mahomes was slinging around guy, and then once Tyreek Hill left, all right, now I'm going to play quarterback now. I had 4 years, now I'm going to play quarterback. I'm just saying I don't see I got these issues guy, serious touch and timing issues, and I'm going to get little reps.
Jalen Hurts?
And get to that spot is my point.
Jalen Hurts? Huh? Jalen Hurts?
Jalen Hurts still can't throw. He still can't.
Yeah.
Best O-line in the league. Wide open pocket. People showing late throws.
So what I'm saying.
What a dot. He was late.
Correct. You ain't wrong. So what I'm saying is there's a path to success for the bad touch, bad timing guy, right?
I wouldn't put Jalen Hurts in that category. I think Jalen Hurts is.
Why wouldn't you?
I look at Jalen Hurts very much he's more of a one read, bad feet, but he's got good touch guy. Like, he don't got no crazy arm.
He doesn't at all. He actually does not have a crazy arm, but I also don't think Jalen Hurts got the best touch in the world. I think Jalen Hurts will throw the ball and hit Pam Olive on the sideline. I actually think that'll happen sometime.
In the world, I'll say no, but to be fair to him, because of his amazing pocket, if you just look at his advanced numbers, when he has a clean pocket on a one-read deep ball, he's like top 5 in the league in terms of accuracy. No cap.
I've said like 5 examples though, Martise.
Of course, people miss, like Dak missed. We heard somebody in the chat talking about Dak be missing open deep balls. You're not going to go in the league today and find 6 quarterbacks, and I'm probably exaggerating, who are consistently more accurate than Dak. You're not. So there's people miss. Dak misses.
Yeah.
You're not finding 5-6 guys who are consistently more accurate than Dak.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Dak just, and this is the last thing I'll say, I'll dip. I think the mistake people make with wanting Dak to be gone is they see the highlight guy and they like, oh, well, Dak ain't 6'5", and Dak don't have this crazy rocket arm. There's not 5 guys who play quarterback. There are guys with more talent. Mahomes, there's not 5 guys that play quarterback better than Dak.
Sure.
If this incompetent franchise can get him the supporting cast, we wouldn't be having this conversation because Jalen Hurts is in the Super Bowl twice.
Yeah.
And if he was on this team, we'd have never even been 12-5 3 times in a row. So
what about CeeDee Lamb? Is he a wide receiver 1 at this point?
He's absolutely a wide receiver 1, but he needs some help.
I agree, man. I agree. All right, Martise, man. I appreciate it, man. Get up out of there. Get out of there. I appreciate it, Martise. Hey, man, we ain't doing nothing else, man. We just talking, man. We just have a discussion, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, Si?
What's good with you, Raj? Long time no speak, man. I've been trying to catch you, but work been doing too much since I got a new job. Man. But I've been seeing you do your thing with Bonnets at nighttime. I'm glad you and Skywalker finally back in the mix with the draft about to pop off. I ain't gonna lie, Buddy. I can understand Buddy's point with the whole touch, but that's being too nitpicky. Like you said, all it takes is good coaching and a system. Like Jalen Hurts ain't the best in the world. Josh Allen wasn't the best in the world when he came in, but the system hit it until he started to develop it. So I feel like you said, just give Joe some time because you could do an example for Bo Nix. Bo Nix was the oldest out of the draft last year, or oldest quarterback. He's like 24 or something, same age as Joe Milton, and you see Bo Nix pop off. So it's like, just give dude some time. We're not asking him to come be the savior, come be the hero, because we still got Dak. But I feel like Brian Schottenheimer and this coaching staff now is better to set him up for success than Mike McCarthy in the old regime. Because, to be honest, Mike didn't know what he was doing, to be quite frank. But with your question about taking a QB in the draft still and trying to flip him, I mean, if you could get a Jalen Milroe, somebody who has tangibles like that, or Riley Leonard or Walker Howard, and then have him sit behind Joe and Dak, and then have the little film how Joe popped out for the Week 18 game against the backups, that wouldn't be a bad move. But we got so many holes on our squad, it's like, do you want to risk that? So that's how I view it. And then my question is to come on with all this drama going on with the draft. Because I actually don't think Benty's going to be there at 12. I think Chicago might take him, or Las Vegas might take him.
Who's that?
If you have, I know our big needs. So I would say if you had these 3 players available to you on draft night at 12, you got Ted, or T-Mac, he don't like to be called Ted. T-Mac, Luther Burden, and Will Johnson. Which one are you choosing?
He don't like to be called Ted?
He said he don't like to be called Ted.
That's his name. What you mean?
He likes to be called T-Mac. That's what I saw in the interview. He don't like to be called Ted.
His name is
Ted. Like the whole Darius Slay thing type beat.
Look, I'll call Darius Slay. What you mean? I can't call you Ted. Your name Ted. I ain't T-Mac. Look, because he was born. Look, he was born in damn 2005, and he ain't got a great concept of the person that old people call T-Mac. T-Mac a whole nother man. That man is Ted. We ain't never getting that interview. But yeah, man, I'm taking McMillan. Burden is the second player that I would take there, and Will Johnson. You say Johnson or Will Campbell?
No, Will Johnson. I don't. If we waste a pick on the O-line, I'm gonna do this.
Well, sir, it's not wasting a pick on the offensive line. It's not wasting nothing.
I mean, you're a big Trench guy, so that makes sense. But I'm just saying, you invested in O-line for the past 3-4 years.
I mean, that's cool.
Let them boys play.
That's cool, but it's not a waste. Relax. Offensive line is 46% of your offense. Okay. That's a large amount. That's a large amount. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would take McMillan and then Burden in that situation.
Okay. Then if in the second round, say they go skill in the first, and what would you go in the second? Say Walter Nolan slips to the second.
Offensive line. Man, that's where I'm going. I'm going O-line, man.
Where would you take a running back in that situation though?
You say who would I take at running back?
No, like when would you in this draft, for instance, say you already took Ted and then you took O-line in the second. When would you take a running back?
You could take running back whenever the hell you want because there's so many of them. I just watched another running back the other day. The kid from Syracuse, Allen. I just watched him and I like him a lot. I got him in the 5th round. You got all kinds of running backs in this class. Much better than last year's class.
Then again, I would say you got old boy from who was at Arkansas his first couple years and he transferred to South Carolina, Rocket Sanders.
Yeah.
If you could get him, say you get stuff covered in the first 2 rounds, you could get him in the late rounds, and he's still gonna be a dog. So.
Well, I haven't seen Sanders, but I'll watch him soon though. Appreciate you though. Appreciate yeah. Appreciate you, man. Good call and congrats on the job, man. Salute.
Appreciate you, Voch. Keep doing your thing. Looking forward to the draft night.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Boy, y'all hate to hear that O-line talk, boy. Y'all hate to hear somebody advocate for O-line, boy. Y'all don't want no parts of that. How we feeling about Sam Williams next season? All right, we got 202 on the phone. What up, 202? Who there?
What up, Voch?
What's happening with you?
Hey, nothing. It's CP in DC, man. Pleasure talking to you.
CP in DC, man. What's you got a new number?
New number? Nah, this always been my number.
Oh shit, my bad. Okay, CP from DC. What's good with you, man?
I should be asking you. You got the 202 in Texas and whatnot. That's how it goes.
No, this is the same number I've always.
But anyway,
but it's all good though. What's happening with you?
Hey, man. Pleasure talking to you, man. Been watching you, man. I met you. You having O-line talk with Mark Holmes. And I was like, oh, man, that sounds like a smart young man. Let me see if I follow this brother here. And then got led to y'all for foots, man. So it's been a pleasure hearing somebody help us be smarter fans out here. You know what I'm talking about?
Wow, appreciate you, man. It's been a journey, man. It has definitely been a journey. Shouts out to Mark Holmes.
No doubt, no doubt. Man, I like to pick up, but like you say, man, I'm always brick on my brick, you know what I'm saying? And you know, if we can get a better deal, I'm always for the better deal and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? But I do like the young man that we got, and I think, like, I kind of agree with the other caller was saying, like, I feel like he's like a trade 2.0, like, you know, his football IQ seems like it's a little sharper with the size he got, and he just, you know, he needs some help holding it in, and hopefully we got the coaches that can help him do that, so by the time, you know, we get to year 3, then we making a, you know, I don't mind a hard conversation. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I'm, you know, I like to pick up, and I think we're gonna be all right with it.
I agree. Plus, it didn't really cost us that much. You know what I'm saying? A 5th rounder, but we kept a pick. We just moved it back to the 7th round. Not bad at all to get a high upside quarterback. Yep, I don't hate it.
And like you said, man, in the 7th round, you know, you can find some folks there. So it's like, you know. You know, don't get too excited even just because the Jones, you know, moving a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't move at all, but then they start shaking their finger a little bit. We get a little excited because they do it more than they did in a hot minute or whatnot. You know what I mean? But I like what they've been doing though.
Yeah, that's how it be, man. Hey, CP, appreciate you, man. Good call, brother.
Indeed, keep shining, man. Peace.
Yes, sir. Salute. That mean the world to me. Hey, man, CP say he's down for the right brick on my brick. I think everybody, for the most part, is always down for the right brick on my brick. You know what I'm saying? More picks don't hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? So, shouts out to him. Let's get the last call in for the day. 757. What's happening?
Hello, is this Voch Lombardi?
Yes, sir.
First of all, man, it's an honor to meet you, man. I've been following you for a long time, and this is my first ever call-in. So part of me is I'm a little excited, man.
It's all good. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for supporting. What you got for me?
Yeah. Well, here's my thing with the whole Joe Milton thing. My thing is I personally like the trade for this guy because he definitely is an upgrade over Trey Lance. And a lot of people are getting on him about, you know, he spent, you know, an extra year in college. But to me, that just means the boy has more experience. He's more refined. Because we also got to remember, when Trey Lance was in college in North Dakota State, he played only one full year because of the COVID year, and he declared for the NFL.
Right.
And both the Niners and us, we all saw that the guy just wasn't it. Versus now, Milton Williams, he was in for a lot longer post-COVID, and that just gave him more time to develop. Right. And as we saw with the Patriots, they believed in him enough to actually play the man. So I look at all that combined, this guy definitely was a great grab. Oh, and to answer your question, Voch, about about Lance, that team you was talking about, Saskatchewan, they're called the Rough Riders.
The Rough Riders, yeah. But he just got signed to the Chargers for $6 million, so he probably gonna run on over there because their rent due. But yeah,
makes sense on that. So I personally still think, like, at the end of the day, this Jalen Milroe one, if you put him with the right coaching staff. Now, I know you mentioned about John Kitna, because I know John Kitna was with Dallas at one point when Mike McCarthy first got here.
Yes, sir.
And, of course, I'm 30 years old, so I remember Kitna playing football for us.
Yeah, taking over for Romo, and all the Cowboy fans wanted him to start. Yeah, for sure. I was there, yeah.
Yeah, Kitna wasn't too bad of a coach for Dak, but I think the quarterback coach we got in Steve Simcoe, he ain't too bad either, because you look at his resume at Boston College, the guy was a pretty solid quarterbacks coach. That's why the Cowboys tried to promote him to quarterback coach for them this season. So, if you put him with like a lot of the other callers say, you put him with the right system, the right coaching, the guy could develop for us.
Yeah, I don't disagree at all. I think it's a it's a very high, high percentage dart throw, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and if you put him with the right development, I personally think, Voch, that because everybody likes to know about his cannon of an arm. Yeah. You know who else we used to have in Dallas that had a cannon of an arm? Tony Romo. Because Romo used to swing that baby deep. And if you can work on his accuracy, and on top of his ability to be mobile, dare I say, you could have a quarterback who's mobile like 2016 Dak Prescott, but got a cannon of an arm and accuracy of a Tony Romo.
Sound good to me, player.
You figure that out? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Also, Voch, I know a lot of people say you talk a lot about these quarterbacks and these offensive linemen. Yeah. I mean, and the running backs. If there's one quarterback I think the Cowboys would entertain, I don't think it's Jalen Milroe. Yeah. I think it could be that guy Curtis Rourke from Indiana, or maybe even that there's another guy I forgot. He was from Minnesota. His first name was Max something. They might entertain more of getting him if they wanted to get another quarterback.
Cook or something? Brady Cook or something? No, he's from Missouri. Cook's from Missouri. Brosmer?
I think so. I think that might be.
Brosmer. Max.
Yeah, that's
Max
the name.
Brosmer, yeah.
Max Bosmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might just look at maybe get something like that. And as far as another running back too, because I know these stars talk about Cowboys going running back too, I personally think they should look at this. I call him like a little unknown running back because he goes to a small school, and that's the University of Delaware running back Marcus Yarns.
Yeah, I like Marcus. Yarns. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, I like his contact balance. I like the fact that if the hole is closed on the left, that guy can cut to the right really fast, and next he's gone like a bullet, and now the DBs are just in a foot race to catch that guy.
Yeah. I got him in the fifth round, I believe, but I think that's a really good place for to take him. Like running backs gonna go deep in day 3, and I think he's a guy that some people may like him in the 4th, some people will like him in the 5th or 6th, but he's definitely a guy that I think can play for sure.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's just, it all depends on what the Cowboys do this draft, because either way we put it, they got to get themselves some running backs, because I don't know what was going through the Joneses' minds to not go get a second running back, because I was watching that draft class cussing at my TV like, what are the Cowboys doing? They're just letting all these running backs just go. What are they doing?
Hey, man, you know how I go, man. It's just a lack of competence at the very top. And I hate I got to go in their building and, talk to them like that, but it is what it is, man.
What they need to do, Voch, they need to hire you, sir. Every time I see you on the draft show on YouTube, I'm like, they need to hire my man Voch Lombardi to let him work with the scouting department.
Cowboys,
because the knowledge you just bring to that show is like, this man needs a job here. They need to hire him.
Well, they don't they don't have the money for the job that they hired me for in the first place. So I know they ain't got no extra money just laying around for me. But you know, shouts out to the opportunity though. You feel me? Appreciate you.
Yeah, sir. Oh, and also I wrote in the chat a few minutes ago. I know you said you weren't that high on Will Greer. That's why I had put a comment. Would you have felt a lot better, Voch, if the Cowboys had not brought Will Greer back and instead signed a guy like Joe Flacco? Because we see what Joe can do. Joe single-handedly kept the Browns and even the Colts in the playoff race. And a guy like him as quarterback 3, if worst-case scenario, Milton ain't ready yet, Dak go down, I feel better with Joe Flacco because he's won a Super Bowl, he can lead a team, and it's like the defenses really can't pull nothing on that man. That man's too experienced. He's seen it all already.
I wouldn't hate old man Flacco at all. That's a fantastic point, but I don't think the Cowboys are fool with him. It could come down to just his age, or it could be mobility, but Dak ain't that mobile neither. But I think if they wanted to sign a guy like that, I think they probably would have done it already. But I like the pick.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, and hopefully the Cowboys get you a good old lineman. I don't think it's going to be in the first round. I think it's going to be probably day 2, day 3. If they can secure another 4th round pick by trading away spinal combine Damone Clark, and I know some people love Jalen Tolbert. I'm done with that man. Get rid of him. I want to see what Mingo and somebody else can do.
Hey man, he's the touchdown leader in receiving, Jalen Tolbert. So let's not sleep on him too bad. All right. What's your name, man?
Danelle Graves from the 757, Chesapeake, Virginia.
I'm gonna put you down as Graves. So next time you call in, I know it's you. Appreciate you, man.
Hey, take care, man. Keep doing what you're doing and re-educating us Cowboy fans.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
Shouts out to my guy, man. Shouts out to Graves, man. Good call. Good call. Flacco is garbage. He's a backup, sir. What you want me to say? Flacco's a backup, man. Didn't he win some games with Cleveland at the end or something? Oh. I don't know what you want to back up to be. You know what I'm saying? But, let's get in and do this. Well, let me see something real quick. Let me see. Nobody to raid? All right, cool. Let's take a look at some supers then. Supers. Well, Diamond, always make sure you get home safe. I spent a lot of money on you. Armando says, he dropped a dub and says, where would you rank Joe's traits in the 2021 class? Dog, I wasn't there. Who was in the 20? No, who is that? That's too far. I'll look for you, but I don't know. It's up there, I guess. Traits wise, I mean, Joe got better traits than a lot of people, so he got fantastic traits. Aaron dropped a dime and says, after seeing Ewers unable to run away from defenders when he run, Milton seems athletic, which I like. Glad we aren't drafting quarterback high. Yeah, man, you know, Milton's the type to run and like run over people. He's not the run away from people type. He's more of a Josh Allen than a Jackson runner. Black and ugly as ever. However, drop 5 in the super chat. Appreciate you, man. He just wanted to show some love. Tricks dropped the deuce and says, already got fans saying start him because he can run. It's not enough. I read that already. Appreciate you. Asiatic pain. Dropped a dime and 2 5s. That's a dub altogether. Appreciate you. Vash Dule Deep DT Timac. Alfred Collins, Juckins, Don Walker Scare in the 5th Fernando corner. Okay. He then he came back in. He did the damn voice to text he's spoken in Spanish. He spoken in French, and he said, "Don't translate it to English. Just write in English what you think I said." Out of French. But what he really asked was double dip at D tackle. All right. Alfred Collins in the second. And T-Mac so Alfred Collins in the first round. T-Mac and Ted McMillan in the first round. Your name Ted. Your damn mama named you Ted. Ted in the first round. Alfred Collins in the second round. Deion Walker in the fifth. Deion Walker in the third. Fifth need to stop everybody from running all over us. Maybe a running back in fifth. I don't hate doubling down at tackle, but maybe not at 2 and 3. I think you're gonna want to address corner and she might want to address linebacker. Y'all want to keep y'all eyes out for Carson Schlesinger this year. And I think running back at some point. So just keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. And then he also says no weapon is gonna stop the run. Our biggest problem. 1, 2, a must. Yeah, I feel you, bro. And Cramden dropped the 5 and says Cam Newton was 6'5", 245, 40 times 453. Milton is 6'5", 247, 40 times 463. Yeah, it was some people in the chat that thought the Cam Newton measurables just didn't make sense. There's a lot of Cam Newton to him. It's just, Cam Newton was very special. Tavon Garris dropped a deuce and says, tell me more about Tavasin. Is he even on my paper? Appreciate Tavon. I ain't seen him. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that I ain't seen him. But I just like to see where he's at on my PFF list. Sometimes people give me people that ain't even on the PFF list. Yeah, man, he ain't even on the PFF list, dog. So that's probably why I ain't watching. I got you next time, though. Next time you give me somebody that's on the list, I got you next time. Got you next time for sure. Chat. Oh shit! Hold on. Wait. See, y'all wasn't even around for this. Y'all ain't even been outside. Y'all ain't been outside. Y'all ain't been outside for real. Y'all hold on. What's up, Duck? You know what I'm saying? Let me see what the business is. The business is. All right. Trying to get a little work in. Marcus Hardison is back, ladies and gentlemen. Karen Horan sent $40. Continue doing what you're doing. Thank you. Thank you for the $40 in the PayPal. Salute. And eternally grateful. Marcus Hardison says, your failures aren't meant to be a disturbing noise. Allow them to be the first movement for your symphony of success. Your failures aren't meant to be a disturbing noise. Allow them to be the first movement for your symphony of success. Keep it up, brother Voch. Love you. Peace to the chat. Hold this L, UNLV, Young Pimp, Young Goat, Young Lion. Thank you so much. Salute. Marcus Harrison going crazy again. Send me an email, Marcus. Let me know where everything at, man. Catch me up with life, man. Send me an email. And if the rest of y'all want to send any emails, just let me know how y'all doing. Just send it. I'll read it. I'll look at it. Appreciate y'all. But if you look like spam, I ain't gonna read it. If the shit look like spam, I ain't gonna read it. I ain't come here to work. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all, man. I'm gonna try to get into Patreon in a little bit. Not today. Sometime tomorrow. And we're gonna break down some film. I asked them to make some requests. So we'll be watching film over there. Patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. I'm trying to get these last minute prospects out the way because we got draft in a couple of weeks. And I'll be doing the draft show. So as far as draft coverage goes, I normally do it on the channel. This might be my last year doing it with .com or whatever, but on DallasCowboys.com, I will be doing a draft show. So if y'all want to catch me there, tap in, but also support Foots and Will Steele. And I think they're working with our guy over at Double Move this year. So be sure to tap in with them. I'm sure Law and Boss Cowboy are doing some type of collaboration as well. So y'all be sure to tap in. Support all of your content creators that's doing draft content. Watch me first. And then make sure that you double back and give everybody else a view and a like and some pretty good support. All right, make sure you do that. I'm gonna check one more time to make sure we ain't got nobody to raid, and I'm getting up out of here, man, because I got to get ready for Bleach Report at 6, and Brian brought us at 8, man. It's a lot of hard work around here, man. It's a lot of hard work. Let me see. We got somebody to raid. We don't raid 105.3 The Fan. They got enough people. They got enough viewers over there. We ain't got nobody to raid. Hey, I love y'all to pieces, man. Y'all hold down for the Doski Walls and the Peace Squeeze. Until next time I catch y'all. All right? Peace.